Only hours after Speaker of the House Mike Johnson took another massive defeat in the form of a discharge petition slapping him across the face, we learned that he's sending members of Congress home for Christmas break early. He is calling an early break so he doesn't have to face the consequences of his catastrophic failure, which in turn ends up helping out the American people. I mean, it's interesting. When MAGA Mike Johnson is stopped from achieving his goals, it actually helps the public. Ron Filipkowski points out, and I quote, "Massive defeat from Mike Johnson. Still has to clear the Senate, but this is what Dems wanted all along. Speaker Mike Johnson has essentially lost control of the gavel after Epstein and now this, weakest speaker in history." Kobe also points out that Mike Johnson is suggesting that extending Obamacare subsidies isn't that important because it will only benefit 24 million Americans. But Johnson and the Republicans, they work around the clock to pass legislation that benefits exactly 924 billionaires. The top 1%, the top 0.1%. They are creating a dueling economy for the top 5 or 10% who get these tax breaks versus the bottom 90%. The people who aren't donors or lobbyists or people who can throw money in Donald Trump's face or into Donald Trump's crypto. We're talking about the bottom 90% who actually have to advocate on a daily basis within the bounds of this system. There is this entirely new class of people that Republicans have created, the Elon Musk types, the Jeff Bezos types. I feel like when you're that rich, you're operating like Neo in the Matrix. No laws apply to Elon Musk. No federal campaign finance laws apply to him or even hurt him. Who cares about a $3,000 fine for buying off votes in Pennsylvania? None of it matters to these people. So when Mike Johnson says only 7% of Americans will be hurt by these Affordable Care Act subsidies expiring, that is so out of touch. 7% of Americans is a massive amount of people. It's roughly 23 to 24 million Americans who will immediately see a spike so high that many will be paying more for healthcare than their mortgage. Every single authoritarian act, every single weak move from this administration and Mike Johnson is an attempt to consolidate power heading into the midterms. When Donald Trump, Mike Johnson, and Brendan Carr attack universities, or Jimmy Kimmel, or law firms, or college students, they are trying to squash dissent. They want to make sure people can't speak out against the shortcomings of this administration or the collapse of the economy. When they hide economic numbers, they are trying to pull the wool over your eyes so they don't have to face the repercussions in the midterms. The reason Speaker Mike Johnson ran away in such a weak manner is because he doesn't want to face the consequences. Here's Jake Tapper reporting on it last night. According to sources, House Republican leaders are sending their members home tomorrow. This came right after the headline, GOP centrists help Dems defy Mike Johnson on ACA in a stunning revolt. Remember, Mike Johnson was seen frantically running through the House after taking this loss. He and Representative Mike Lawler were seen yelling at each other. When asked, "Why were you guys yelling?" Johnson's response was, "It was just some intense fellowship, you know?" Intense fellowship? Give me a break. This is what we call cope. Nancy Pelosi had a very slim majority as well, but her majority wasn't turning on her like this. The Republican Party has a proclivity for ousting their speakers. Just a few years ago, we saw Matt Gaetz lead the charge to oust Kevin McCarthy. And now, Mike Johnson is being targeted in a similar way by Marjorie Taylor Greene and a few other key Republicans. Jessica Tarloff put it perfectly. Mike Johnson has lost control of the House, officially lost control. It is going to be brutal when the midterms come and Republicans realize how cooked they really are. When we have a Speaker Hakeem Jeffries, and look, however you feel about him, the man is ready. He's been training for this. The Republicans are going to get repeatedly outmaneuvered. Mike Johnson can't even perform as the majority speaker. Imagine when he's in the minority. Every time Mike Johnson is on one side of an issue, you can basically bet it's the wrong side. Whether it was a year ago trying to protect Matt Gaetz from an investigation into his alleged Venmoing of underage girls, where Johnson acted as a bulwark to stop the truth from coming out, or now trying to block healthcare for millions or hiding the Epstein files. As Governor Newsom's office pointed out, as Mike Johnson sends Congress on vacation early, healthcare subsidies that keep 2 million Californians healthy and alive are set to expire. I'm going to leave it there. If you want relentless updates, just click that subscribe button. I love you all.